Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Today, we're going to talk about someone who doesn't understand things. This guy called the Linux Experiment posted this on the 16th of November. It's over a month old, and what I'm going to talk about is basically talked about in the comment section too. So I'm going to just show. This is just stupid. Listen to this.
GNOME, by default, has almost zero configuration. You can, however, tweak quite a few things through extensions and GNOME tweaks, but these come with a convoluted installation process. Look for GNOME tweaks, install it, then install extensions and the browser add-on and the host connector, then manage extensions through GNOME tweaks, where you found their own set of preferences. I understand the logic of offering a very clean and simple default desktop, but enabling extensions on one click, with all the browser extensions and host connector configured, or providing an extension stored directly from GNOME software would be far easier, and would not clutter the interface whatsoever. I guess it must be the distro's job to implement these things by default, but still.
So, as you heard, he claimed that there wasn't any support for that in the software center. Here we got the software center. I've set everything to English just so I can show. So, you just click this. Add-ons. Shell extensions. See? It's here. It's installed by default. I don't really get... This was installed by default for me. So why does this person claim that it isn't in the... I mean... The tweaks tool has a lot of nice things like... You know, this is actually quite nice, but... It is in GNOME software too. This is the same menu. I have no idea why this person claims that something that is in GNOME software isn't in GNOME software. It's mind-boggling. I mean, you could just bloody well looked it up. This person has, and he claims that. Okay, let's talk about configurability. I think configurability is a two-edged sword. Configurability gives you, of course, it gives you like this menu up here. You know, I can get but on the other hand, configurability makes things harder for the desktop environment developers. And I don't know what the good middle ground is. Like, I remember reading a blog post about removing the option to change the theme in, a global theme for GTK apps. And I was like, yes, that's a good idea. Why is that a good idea? Because it creates a lot of overhang for the GNOME developer and the theme developers, because you don't need themes. You already have dark themes. You just set it in the if you need a special theme for an application, you can change it in the interface or in the program of the pro. You can get the CSS classes and stuff like that and just blast in your own. If you really need to change how things look, because things break horribly, especially when if you use the standard theme, the libgd, the extra tools, or what I'm gonna call the extra widgets that exist in GTK that aren't mainline but are quite good. And I mean, you remember this? Oh, yeah. This notebook thingy here. This was actually implemented as a part of libgd before it became a part of GTK, and that would have broken horribly if you would have had a custom theme, because that widget does not exist. other things. Then there are other new. If you can, I don't know if it's the no. This is the old one. The next version of the places widget is broken horribly in other themes. So yeah. Anyway, I think that you should be really careful with customization, and it's nice to have, but it's a double-edged sword. And if you talk about if you in this video here, is talk about you can customize everything in
Both default setup
in KD. I mean, that is fucking horrible. I mean, look at this. Look at these menus. That is horrible. You don't need all those settings, or it should be removed, moved somewhere that they can't be can't hurt anyone. I mean, these are set in here for the most of these settings don't even exist, and I'm perfectly happy. I'm perfectly happy for this. With this, I really see why we need customization if you have a good implementation of the desktop to begin with. And I do think that GNOME is it is the right way to go, because computers ain't stuck in the 1990s anymore. This is 21st century, for goodness sake. And I know that many people find this hard to understand, but I think that this is more productive than anything I've ever used. GNOME 2 was a mess with all those widgets and stuff and panels and that you can just customize everything. It was a mess. Things broke all the bloody time. That's why I like this, because it's almost like Python, you know. Python has this idea that you should only be able to do one thing one way. And that is something I think is a good thing. Anyway, it's a random rant. Thank you for listening, and see you next time. Bye.